Tokyo, 1936. A woman walks through the silent streets, her kimono soaked in the early morning rain. In her hand, a knife, and something wrapped in silk. The police stop her. When they ask what she's carrying, she smiles and says softly, "It's mine, and no one can take him from me now." That single sentence froze Japan in horror and fascination for decades. It was a quiet morning in Tokyo, May 18th, 1936. The rented inn stood still, the streets outside almost empty. Inside that small room, time itself seemed to hesitate. Abe Sada sat beside Ishida, her trembling hands tracing his face. He smiled, unaware that this would be his last sunrise. They had been locked away together for days, drifting between passion, fear, and an obsession too deep to survive daylight. As dawn broke, Abe whispered something no one would ever forget. "If I can't have you alive, I'll keep you forever." Moments later, silence swallowed the room. What happened next became one of Japan's most shocking confessions. Abe tightened the silk cord around Ishida's neck, her tears falling on his skin like rain on glass. When it was over, she didn't run. She stayed, holding him close, whispering his name, refusing to let go of the man she both loved and destroyed. Hours passed. Then she made her final, irreversible gesture, taking a knife, trembling, and committing an act that would echo through generations. When she finally left the inn, she carried a body part of Ishida with her, as if love could be sealed in memory forever. Wait. You want to know who is Abe? Her name was Abe Sada. She lived in Tokyo. Just flash back to 1936. Before she became a symbol of passion and madness, she was just another face in Tokyo's struggling class. She worked in small inns, tea houses, a woman searching for survival, not sin. But the city was cruel. Dreams were expensive, and love was even costlier. Still, behind her calm eyes, there was something fierce, a hunger for affection that life never gave her. When she met Kichizo Ishida, the owner of a restaurant, she thought she had finally found peace. But peace was not written for her. Their first glance, their first conversation, it was as if two storms had collided, one of desire, one of loneliness. Forbidden and dangerously pure. For days, they locked themselves in a room, shutting out the world. Time didn't exist for them, only each other. Food, light, sleep, all forgotten. It was as if they were running away from life itself. But behind every passionate touch, there was fear. The fear of losing what never truly belonged to them. Ishida was married, and Sada knew the world would never allow their love to breathe freely. So she began to imagine a world where he could belong only to her forever. That night, rain fell endlessly over Tokyo. Inside the small inn, the air was thick with silence and scent, the kind that stays long after love is gone. Ishida lay beside her, tired yet smiling. He whispered, "Even death would be peaceful with you." And that single line sealed his fate. Hours later, as he slept, Sada looked at him, memorizing his face, his breath, the way his chest rose and fell. Then she took the silk cord from her kimono, and the room went silent forever. When she walked out at dawn, she carried with her the proof of a love that went beyond sanity. Friends, if you know that my research is interesting, so a like and subscribe can build me more stamina. And your suggestion is quite good for me. Come to our story. What happened next? When Abe was arrested 2 days later, the world expected a monster. What they saw instead was a quiet woman, calm and strangely proud. During interrogation, she spoke without fear, almost peacefully. I loved him so much, she said. I just wanted him to stay with me forever. Her words sent shivers through the courtroom. Some called her insane, others called her human. Too human. The judge's voice trembled when he read the verdict, guilty. But even then, people couldn't stop talking about her. Writers, artists, psychologists all tried to explain how love could twist into something so deadly. Abe Sada became a name that still carries weight in Japan's history of crime, not because of cruelty, but because of the haunting question she left behind. Where does love end and madness begin? For weeks, the newspapers printed her face. The streets whispered her story. Some pitied her, others feared her. But deep down, everyone saw a reflection of their own darkest fear of loving too much, of losing control, of what any of us could become when love turns to obsession. In the end, the Abe Sada story is not about murder. It's about the thin, trembling line between love and madness. A reminder that even the softest hearts can carry storms inside them. As the cell door closed behind her, she whispered the same words again. He's still with me. And perhaps, in some haunted corner of history, he still is. Later on, Abe Sada died in 1970. Abe Sada, convicted of murder in the second degree and mutilation of a corpse on December 21st, 1936. Sentenced to 6 years in prison. Sentence commuted on November 10th, 1940. Released on May 17th, 1941.